I'm Valerie Sheft, and I'm here at the Howard Hanna Real Estate Office in Chagrin Falls talking with my manager, Mary Beth Wolfe. So, how long have you been doing this? And, what made you become a real estate professional?
So I got my license in 2004. I was working for Realty One at the time. Realty One was purchased in 2007, and we moved over by Howard Hanna, and we moved over to the current location at 41 North Main Street. So I've been selling real estate for about 15 years, give or take a little bit.
Oh my God, I thought it was longer than that.
That's plenty
forever.
Plenty long enough. Plenty long enough.
Okay, so right now you've become the manager here after all that time, and you manage how many of us?
There's 55 agents in the office, give or take on any given day, but it's rare that we have that many people around all at the same time, even on Tuesdays when we have our meetings. There are several people who like to work from home, so we don't see them in the office too much, but it's 55 agents that we manage, plus a staff of 3. So our listing coordinator, our sales coordinator, and our loan officer.
So can I ask you what your biggest challenge is with your agents? And don't say it's me, okay?
I would say that for me, the biggest adjustment has been from working with my colleagues as an agent to being the manager of everyone in the office. So it's just a transition that, you need to navigate very carefully, treat everyone equally as best you can. Make sure you're giving everybody who needs attention, and checking up on the people who you don't see too often, just to make sure they know that you're still interested in what they're doing outside of the office.
And I'm sure there are many of your clients that still ask for you and want you to be their agent, because that's how real estate works.
Right.
Yeah. So what about an unusual experience that you've had with a client?
Gosh, there's been so many.
Yeah.
So a couple of highlights. I was showing houses to a friend of mine who's Egyptian, and we walked into a house in Solon, typical knock on the door. Hi, hello, Howard Hanna Real Estate. You're announcing yourself as you're coming in, because we all have appointments when we go, but sometimes things get lost in translation.
Sure.
And we were wandering around the house, and I just kept feeling like somebody was there. And as we started to go up the stairs, a person popped out of the bathroom in a towel and said, "Oh, come on in.
Oh my
come on in." You're like, and my Egyptian friend ran out the front door and never came back.
Never bought that house.
Nope, did not buy that house.
I can't imagine why.
And then there was another house on Chagrin River Road. I was showing, interestingly enough, an Olympic swimmer, this house, and we went down into the basement. And it was like an Olympic swimming pool down in the basement. I stepped off the bottom step, and there were frogs. And oh my gosh, there was so much water in the basement. It scared us to death.
Oh my goodness.
And we ran right up the stairs and out the front door.
So what this tells all of us is it's not really easy to be a realtor.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
So, but I have when I've been talking to people coming in our office, a lot of the people from out of town these days are saying, "This is a wonderful place, Chagrin Falls. I think we want to live here." And what's your experience with that?
It's funny that you asked that question, because just last night my husband and I were walking the dog, and we walked past the new intermediate school, and we were talking about, they had their grand opening on Saturday, and how beautiful it is, and how supportive the community was, and how tied into this little town and vested people are. But yet we have such an international and national end, so it doesn't matter where you go in the world, there are people that know somebody from Chagrin Falls.
That's amazing.
So it's a very dialed in community, as well as being a very intimate, small town, Midwestern feel.
Yeah.
And I think that's why, and we're in Cleveland, which is a very great place for the housing market, not too wild in their swings, either up or down.
There's a lot of diverse type of real estate too.
Yes.
You can find some on the low end, and then you can do the double $1 million home.
Right.
All right, so let's get to the really big question, and that is, why Howard Hanna? We both work for a big company in the real estate business, and I'd like your top 3 reasons that you enjoy it.
Training, market share, and the feeling of belonging to something big
Yeah.
and better than you are as an individual.
Right.
So we have outstanding training. We have a whole training department. There's a process that all of our new agents have to go through, whether you're new or whether you're new to the company. And you've experienced that. You've been through it. It's a very good preparation for being out in the world and doing, the actual business of real estate. Our market share, it specifically in Chagrin Falls, our market share is 73%.
Oh my God.
Yes, I mean, it's unheard of. And the company, we hover around 55, 53%. But in Chagrin Falls specifically, if you want to buy and sell real estate as an agent, you should be working for Howard Hanna.
And everywhere you go in Chagrin Falls, you see those green and gold signs. They just pop out at you, and it makes me proud to be associated with them.
And when I worked for Realty One, it was the biggest issue that we had was fighting a listing, trying to get a listing as a Realty One agent versus the Howard Hanna agent, because they had such great market share.
Yeah.
And that was always an item that came up. So working for Howard Hanna and being a part of that team, what if we have higher market share, it works for everyone.
Yeah.
It just raises the bar that much better.
It sure does. And one other thing I want to add is that our team, these weekly meetings are incredible. They're an opportunity to share new listings and sales, and really, it's belonging. And I don't think a lot of other companies have that.
Not in this area. No.
Yeah. So it's been a pleasure, really, so far. And I just want to thank you. This is my new community website that we'll be posting this on, and I want you to share it with everybody you know.
Okay.